In this module, we're going to be taking a look at the third E of modern work culture, experience. Many people and brands focus on the customer experience, but we're also starting to see an increase in the employee experience. The employee experience, also known as EX, is the culmination of every single interaction the employee has with an organization. We're starting to see organizations use journey mapping for employees, identifying key moments such as recruiting, onboarding, training, feedback, and so on. And this really creates a holistic experience for the employee. In the same way that brands use customer personas to better understand who they're selling to, we're also seeing organizations leverage employee personas to better understand the people joining their organization and to help inform the decisions they make. This is very similar to TrendHunter's innovation archetypes that we assign through the assessment. Not only do we use this tool internally, but our clients use it as well to help improve and enhance team dynamics. Now, my innovation archetype is a loyal gatekeeper. But what does that actually mean? Well, it means that I tend to be more of a realist. I like to have clearly defined expectations when I'm working on a new project. I tend to approach things very methodically, which means I can be pretty resistant to last-minute changes. But why is the employee experience even important? Studies show that companies that invest in EX outperform those that don't when it comes to profit and the value of their stock. But creating the ideal employee experience today can be very challenging. There's never been a time where our personal and professional lives have ever been more blurred. And for many people, work can be a huge source of stress. In fact, studies show that 66% of employees were burnt out to some degree in the year 2018. And earlier this year, the World Health Organization officially declared workplace burnout a diagnosis. Not only is this troubling for people's health and well-being, but it's costing companies hundreds of billions of dollars every single year. And unfortunately, studies show that women tend to be more burnt out than their male counterparts. Between responsibilities both at home and in the office, women end up working on average 39 more days per year than men do. Another key aspect of the employee experience is how we recognize and reward our employees. Interestingly enough, though, 86% of employees today don't care about quirky perks. So that in-office chef you splurged on, or those in-office yoga classes, or even that foosball table, these might be seen as empty tokens in the eyes of modern employees. Instead, employers should be focusing on rewards that we see in the insight, stability-based perks. Here we're seeing employers reward their employees with things that actually impact their quality of life. And 44% of employees consider benefits like paid time off, health insurance, and parental leave to be most important. At TrendHunter, we have something called the Inspiration Fund. Every year, employees have an allocated amount of money to spend on something that involves learning a new hobby or learning a new skill. We've had employees do scuba diving lessons, sewing classes, even the CN Tower Edge Walk. And if TrendHunter's Inspiration Fund isn't something that your own company can afford, remember that simply saying thank you and I appreciate you to your employees can go a really long way. Because at the end of the day, we spend 1/3 of our lives working. So it's important to show compassion, consideration. We're only humans. At the end of the day, we want to form relationships and create bonds with the people we're working with. We might even want to have a little bit of fun. Studies show that employees who have friends at work and who enjoy themselves are 7 times more engaged in what they're doing, which ultimately benefits an organization in the long run. So when it comes to the future of work and the employee experience, we're going to see companies heavily focusing on their own EX strategy. We're going to see steps taken to prevent burnout, and we're going to see perks and rewards focus more on the individual needs. Something to consider and apply to your own team. Describe your company's employee experience in 3 words. Would your colleagues say the same? I'll see you at the next module.